Victim Impact Services is a Philadelphia-based nonprofit that's changing lives. We sat down with them and discussed their past, present, and future.
Yeah, our mission is we're an advocacy agency that deals with victims of crime, and we, deal with it from the victimizer standpoint, because we felt like if we could get the victimizers to understand the ripple effects of crime, then they're less likely to commit the crime when they know what the crime actually does and how deep it cuts versus the surface stuff that we've been adjusted to seeing, and not the whole deep part of how it affects the victims, the community, and just like everyday people. We don't have to have a crime committed against us to be affected by a crime.
And how exactly do you help the victimizers?
Well, we have modules that deal with specific crimes that we are most likely to commit. So everything from robbery, murder, assaults, selling drugs, drinking and driving, domestic violence, just to name a few.
Some of the workshops are led by ex-offenders. We spoke with one of the facilitators.
Okay, well, so I came here looking for work or just looking for something to do. I was recently released from federal prison, and I had known Raheem for many years. And when I heard about his program, I just came down, stopped down. So I participated in some of the programs, some of the training modules and stuff like that. And then it just, as time went on, my role shifted. So then I became like a program facilitator, basically with workforce development, doing resumes and basic clerical stuff. I also teach ServSafe. So we did that. We qualified some people for ServSafe food manager and food handlers.
As a program facilitator, what's most rewarding for you?
Just seeing guys move forward in their lives. To see a guy come and who doesn't have much direction. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He knows he needs to do something. So we direct him. We developed something called an action plan, which was to assess a person, where you're at in your life and where you're trying to be. And then we developed a reasonable program to get them there. So in some cases it's job training. In some cases it's maybe getting a driver's license restored. In some places it's even housing. It's just whatever you need to just move forward. And it's different for different participants.
And you talk about certification. So what are some of the certification types?
Well, we have an OSHA 30 certification, which is for building trades. We have the ServSafe certification, which allows people to work in the restaurant industry and gives them a leg up over other employees, because the ServSafe certification is actually necessary. For a restaurant to be open in Philadelphia, one person on staff and in the building has to be ServSafe certified. So it's an important credential. We were able to get that to people.
And how long are the certifications take?
Well, it depends on the student. It can be a couple of days, but most of the time we spend weeks, maybe 5 to 6 weeks preparing them. And the certifications are good for 5 years.
Understood.
The program pays for the testing and the training.
We spoke with one of the participants, and he shared how the program has changed his life.
Honestly, it's changed for the better. It's opened many more opportunities for me. It's gave me a better look on life, and kind of led me in a better sense of direction.
And now that you're here with Victim Impact Services, what skills have you learned?
A lot of more of like characteristics, like how to be more of a man instead of like a follower, more of a leader. Just being true to myself more than trying to fake the funk.
Yeah, understood. So talk a little bit more about that, being true to yourself, how to be a man. How do you actually practice some of those things?
I mean, it starts by coming here every day, honestly. Seeing these guys, they motivate me to keep coming back, honestly. With my fiance at home, trying to make rent every day, it's not easy. So trying to find jobs, everything. This is just a day-to-day walk that I gotta take, just figuring myself out.
And there was an award ceremony from which you actually won an award. What did that mean to you to get that award?
It meant a lot, honestly, because I didn't expect it. So it was like when he actually said my name, it was a surprise. So it meant a lot, honestly, seeing people that never met me from a can of paint, never seen me a day in my life, just open their doors to me and accepted me. It felt good.
What are your expectations out of life now that you've been a part of this program?
A lot. Trying to create my own business, become more successful in the entrepreneur world industry.
Victim Impact Services is changing hundreds of lives. We spoke with some of the founders.
You're one of the co-founders and you've seen the program grow throughout the years. What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of how actually people gravitate to our modules, to the things that we are saying to them, and how they actually gravitate and understand that doing crime is not the way. You know, people has an eye and ear when we up there talking, you know, and when we talk from the aspect of what we did time with, you know, the things that we did in life and it's not worth it, you know, giving examples and things that make sense to them, you know. For example, like one of the things that I say during the classes is like, okay, if you're going to commit a crime, okay, the crime is actually in public notice. You know, people have public notices and it's in your phone or whatever case may be. So you say you're going to rob a store, okay. Look up the statute of a gun, look up robbery, look up interstate commerce, and you're looking at about 15 to 30 years. Maybe go hit the cash register, you're going to get $1,500, if that. If $1,500 worth 15 years of your life. And that's one of the main things that we, give them examples of, you know what I mean? Because it's not worth it, you know, besides hurting someone, putting yourself in that position. So when they give second thoughts and, you know, things that matter, they really gravitate to, you know, the modules that's in place for them.
Another co-founder of Victim Impact Services shared what's most rewarding to him.
Well, I tell you one story about one of the young brothers that came. His Jeffrey. Jeffrey came to us a couple of years ago. He had an ankle bracelet on. He had open cases. He had 2 sets of twins, 5 babies, and a wife. This when he came to us. That brother came to us, went through the medical sterilization program. Now when I see him and I be in touch with him, he got 2 jobs. He's taking care of 5 babies. And he's not under no judicial standards right now. Off ankle bracelet, off. He got one more thing to do, but he could be off parole shortly. So that's the blessing. And when you see these young brothers that leaves us with the resources that they need to sustain themselves, there's nothing more rewarding than that.
Victim Impact Services, changing lives one day at a time.